Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, May 31st, 2011. It's the final trading day of the month of May. Let's get right into the charts. We have a big gap up this morning to start out the session. Looks like after the Memorial Day weekend, the markets have recovered a little bit here and are getting a pretty sizable bid higher. Futures are up about 11 points. You can probably see it a little bit better on the 60-minute chart. You can see here just really soaring overnight, pulling back a little bit from the overnight highs, but not much. And we have a pretty decent little move on our hands, at least initially early. Now, there's a lot of news out. If the market is up, we know that the dollar must be the U.S. dollar index, therefore must be down. Here you can see a 10-minute chart of the U.S. dollar index has recovered a little bit. But let's go to the daily chart, and you can see it is down again. So the entire reflation rally, if we call it that, you can see is on the back of the falling U.S. dollar index. Now, let's just fast forward a little bit and talk about what's going on around the world. And you can see there's a few things happening. First, you had the Asian markets up sharply overnight. The Nikkei index was up about 2%. The Hang Seng was up over 2%. The Shanghai was up 1.36%. The Sensex was up 1.49%. Australia was even up almost 1%. So that tells us commodities this morning will be initially strong right out of the gate. You can watch for stocks like Freeport-McMoRan, which is already a little bit higher on the session. U.S. Steel is sharply higher on the session. And you have Cleveland-Cliffs, which are my big three. That is also higher on the session. So when you have a strong Asian market, you're going to see a lot of these stocks stronger on the session, at least initially to begin the day. Okay? If we click back to the futures market, there is a lot of chatter overnight that the European, I should say the Greek debt crisis is closer to getting fixed because Germany is willing to make some new concessions and redo a different kind of aid package for the Greek economy. The problem is, what about the other nations? They're going to have to redo it for them too, but I guess we'll take it one day at a time. Right now, the Eurozone looks to be in Jubilee mode, celebrating, and you can see the European indexes are all higher this morning, sharply by 1% or more. So it looks like you're getting good action in Europe on the upside. However, this could be short-lived because you have to deal with Portugal, you have to deal with Spain, you have to deal with Italy that's on the horizon of default, and different nations in the Eurozone that are expected to come under some heavy problems in the future. So again, one-day Jubilee mode for, I guess, the Germany saying that they're going to help out Greece again. But we've been through this road before. We've seen it. I just think things are going to escalate the second half of this year in Europe. But in any case, today market is reacting favorably. So there is a little bit of a bright light for the short term. Okay, dollar down, market up. I think that's really all you need to know, all you need to see. If we just look at the markets overall, right now we got a little bit of a bounce towards the holiday, and that's sometimes what you expect. Notice right before the holiday we started to move up. Today we're moving higher a little bit more. Usually another light volume trading day today, just due to the fact that it's a Memorial Day hangover, or what we call a holiday hangover. Often the markets will trade higher prior to a holiday and just after a holiday. So that's just generally what we look for. Anybody that has taken my webinar following cycles, you should know we always look for a little bit of a bounce right around the holiday time period. And Memorial Day holiday is a big holiday here in the United States, as it does start or kick off the summer driving season. So you could always watch for stocks such as ExxonMobil and Chevron. They'll always do a little bit. They'll always do pretty well overall. Whenever you have the summer driving season kick in, those stocks usually get an early bid. Okay, switching gears a little bit. Let's just go back to the futures. They're up 11 points. We do have a lot of economic data that is scheduled to come out today. I believe we're going to have the Case-Shiller Home 20-City Home Index. That will be released at 9 a.m. You're going to have Chicago PMI at 9:45, and you will have consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. So there will be some economic data out shortly. I think out of all of those reports, you probably got to look at the Chicago PMI. That'll be the most active mover A lot of times, if Chicago PMI dips the market, consumer confidence may come in and lift it a little bit. But keep an eye on the U.S. dollar index chart. I can't state it enough. To me, it's the most important chart out there. The markets are still trading inverse to the U.S. dollar index, and that's really all you need to see. Today, we have the U.S. dollar index trading lower, and the markets are sharply higher. So again, that's really what it comes down to, in my opinion. It's all about the dollar. The dollar is the single foremost mover of every market index out there. Now, there are a couple stocks to go over quickly. First, you want to look at Analog Devices having a big morning. I'm not sure what the news is there. I have not had a chance to check, but I just see it on my screen as the big mover this morning. So Analog Devices is up pretty sharply. You also have FSLR, which is First Solar. That is higher as well this morning to start the day. So that stock closed on Friday at 121.37. Today it's trading right around the 125 level. So you have a little bit of a move there. Big Lots is also catching a bid. Big Lots is also catching a bid. That's around 33.15 now. So that stock is trading higher as well. It was beaten down last week. You can see the daily chart has really just been thrashed and recovering a little bit today. Again, still way off the highs made last month, but nonetheless, it is catching a decent little bid today. So we'll watch it. It could be a stock to play some point during the day for scalpers, and that really looks to be it in my opinion. I don't see all that much. I did see Nvidia was up earlier. Yeah, and it's still up a little bit as well. So Nvidia is catching a bid, a little bit of a bid, and we'll just really leave it at that. But first and foremost, the dollar down, the market is up. You have all of these important economic things going on in Europe, and you had the Asian markets really sharply higher last night, which is a big positive, at least for the commodity stocks in the early part of the trading day. Now you have crude is higher this morning to start the day. Let's just take a look at the USO. Oh, that's the UGA, excuse me. Let's go to the USO. And you can see that's trading back above 40, so right at 40.39. USO closed at 39.71, so very good little bid there. Let's take a look at SLV, which is just a little bit positive here. SLV closed at 37.03. It's at 37.57, so a decent little move. Nothing sensational, but a pretty decent little pop. And we'll look at the GLD, which is gold. GLD closed at 149.70. It's trading right around 149.75. So basically flat this morning. Gold is basically flat. Silver is up a little bit. And obviously oil is up pretty nicely to start the day. And that's where we'll leave it. But again, usually get a holiday hangover today, light volume. We'll see how it holds up. The bounce recently, prior to the Memorial Day holiday, was somewhat suspect. It really wasn't that great of a bounce. Each and every day. The market did go higher Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but it was really a lackluster 3-day bounce if I've ever seen one. So again, still be cautious of this market, even with the big strong gap up that you have this morning to start out the day. We'll see if it can last. We'll see what the dollar does. If the dollar starts to rise, that could put a damper on today's early action. If the dollar starts to move lower, then obviously we'll probably hold up this market and maybe even trade a little bit higher into the rest of the session. Okay, that just about covers everything that I wanted to talk about this morning. Once again, hopefully we'll see you in on the charts this morning as we get to the final trading day of May. And hope everybody had a nice holiday, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great trading session.